Hi, this is just a quick tutorial on how to use the GitHub push action for B4X custom build actions. So to get started, we need to create a new repository. So if we go to GitHub and we create a new repository, we'll just call this GitHub push demo, and we can add a readme if we want, and we just create the repository, select the owner, it would help. We can make the repository private, so we create the repository. Okay, so we now have an empty repository. The next thing we need is to get our API key or token. So to do this, we go to the settings, so GitHub settings, and then scroll down to the bottom for developer settings and go to personal access tokens. I tend to use the classic tokens, but you can try with the fine-grained tokens, it should work as well. So we want to generate a new token, so new classic token, and just sign in quickly. Okay, so we'll just give this a name. We'll just make this one valid for 7 days. So there is you can set the expiry date on the token. So we want it to have the ability to write to our repos. So we will give it so we'll give it full control of private repositories and generate the token. Alright, so we've got our token. We can copy that to the clipboard. Once you have this token copied, you won't be able to see it again, so just make sure you take a note of that. Okay, so at this stage we have our repo and we have our API key. So the next step is to go to our project. So just put that there. So for the project, we need to add in the settings for our GitHub repo. So there are a couple of things we need to add. So if we go to the repository, we need to grab these settings here. So basically we need our GitHub repository and our branch. So the GitHub repository owner is your account name for GitHub. We want to use this repo here, so we'll copy GitHub push demo, and for the branch we only have one branch at the moment, so that's main, so we'll change that to main. Okay, so that is the config for the GitHub demo. Now, in order to push this, we can either set it up as a custom build action or use an IDE link. So we'll use an IDE link. So the ID link basically says we'll run bfxcba, and the action is GitHub push. So at this stage, the project is just the project file, but if we execute this, it's started the process. It'll ask us for our GitHub API key, which we copied here. So you only need to do this once. So we'll paste that in, press OK, and then we can see, okay, what it's done is it's created our gitignore file, and it's uploaded the files to GitHub. So if we go back to our GitHub repo and we refresh, you can see our project has now been uploaded to GitHub. So if we go back to our project and we make some changes, we'll just add in a second hello world, press save, and if we execute this again, you'll see it's pushed the updated file across. So if we go back to our demo, our repo, sorry, we can go back here and look at this, and you can see, okay, well, there's the second line has been added to the project. All right, thanks.